Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So, today in the mail, I got my holiday He-Man figures. I was hoping it would come in a larger box. I bought two of them, but they just taped the two boxes together, and this is the mess they gave me. So, I did tear off the address label, and so let's go ahead and cut this thing open and see what the inside looks like. So, let's be very methodical about this. Now, one of them I don't want to open at all. The other one I want to try to save the wrapping paper as much as I can. So let's be very careful about how we cut this open. Now it's funny, for those of you that didn't know, Super 7 had this sale, and it was Monday at noon, and basically the limit was 2, and you could buy up to 2 of these figures. And I guess for people that bought more than 2, Super 7 canceled some of their orders. And then because of that, it had a leftover amount that people tried to later on have an opportunity to buy. Well, the sale lasted for 30 seconds after that, so they went really quick. And so a lot of orders were canceled out of that second one. All right, there it is. The Holiday He-Man. Let's see which box is damaged more, and we'll open that one. Well, that doesn't look too bad. You know, I'm surprised these boxes are not damaged much more, but I'm going to go ahead and leave this one not opened, because this one had the address label that I tore off and kind of made a mess out of it. So let's go ahead and open up this one right here. Again, let's be careful with the tape. So I guess a lot of people are very unhappy because they didn't get a chance to get their Super 7. One of my good friends who runs the Nerf channel, he was thinking of going and getting one on eBay for a small fortune. But then Big Bad Toy Store had a sale. And a lot of people were upset about the sale because it's like, well, why did they get so many when the fans couldn't get them and they were kind of charging a higher price for them, just about double. So a lot of people were unhappy about that. So there we go. I got it open, and you can see inside there the wrapping paper and the bubble wrap inside there. Let's go ahead and pull it out. That looks really cool. Look at that. So we got a Happy Holidays on there, and we have the original wrapping paper from the 80s. And of course there's Clamp Champ, one of my favorites. That is so cool. So, kind of a fun little dealy bob. Look at that, even has the He-Man symbol on the corners of each part of the label. And of course an Orko snowman. Now this looks like it's been wrapped almost by hand as opposed to a machine. I'm not sure. I wonder how carefully I can open this without causing any damage. I'm guessing this is the bottom because this is where the sticker is. So I'm going to go ahead and try to carefully open that bottom. See if I can not damage the wrapping paper. Oh, look at that. Now, whenever I wrap something, I never tape it to the box. I'm hoping Super 7 did the same thing. Let's find out. Oh, and I ripped the wrapping paper on the top. It's just stuck in there. Okay, let's go ahead and try to cut the side very carefully. It has 2 pieces of tape on the side here. Okay, now that side's open, let's see if that relieves some pressure to get this out of here easier, and it did. So, for those of you that want to save the wrapping paper, cut the bottom and the sides. Don't try to pull from the top or you may end up ripping it as I did. Alright, so now we're down to the Holiday He-Man box. Now it's kind of cool, we still have the box, so that's nice. They did have a special mailbox, and this is in really good shape. That's really cool. And the nice part is there's no tape. So you can open it right up and not have any tape on the top. All right, and there we have the box inside there. Let's take that out of there. And there we have the Holiday He-Man box. Castle Grayskull with snow on it. We got the Orko on there again. It's like the wrapping paper little label. The barcode on the back. Super7 contains one figure with accessories. And of course, let's make sure it says adult collector, and it does. So that way my wife and family can't make fun of me saying, hey, he's collecting toys again. Nope, it's for an adult collector, for those of you that didn't know. Here comes the unveiling. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, look at that. So I'm curious, I wonder if all the heads are turned in here. I don't know. I guess when I open my second one on Christmas Day, I'll find out for sure. But that looks pretty cool. Alright, now to open the box. Now, a couple ways to do this. One is you could carefully open the bottom with one piece of tape, and sometimes you'll get lucky and it will open up without causing too much damage. The other way is to open the top and cut off the 3 pieces of tape and then to pull it out like normal. I'm going to shoot for the bottom and see if I can get lucky and not cause too much damage getting this out of there. And then if I want to repackage them, I can very easily. Look at that. Came open without a problem. Let's just pull them out of there. Well, there we go. And there is the Holiday He-Man. You know what? His head is supposed to be turning, as you can see, the way the plastic is in the back is made for the Christmas hat. So they'll all be turned that way. Now, if I was planning ahead, I should have pulled out the other He-Man from the Filmation line. I think this face is actually different in this one, which would be kind of a cool custom to swap out the hair and have the different facial expressions. Now, one thing I do like about this is the boots are fixed. How cool is that? But the bad part is I know the cut inside here is different than the other boot. This one is a little knob, where the other boot that came with the other Filmation that Mattel released is a really long stem. So you just can't swap the boots, because I tried doing that with Stinkor, or not Stinkor, with Spikor, and I found out really quick it takes a lot of effort if you want to actually swap out the boots. And there he is. And he's got the ratcheting joints. He has the hands that move on the wrists. Now it does have the wrong wrist articulation on here, which we kind of knew that it would have that. And then it has the knees that also have the ratcheting. The other knees, the ratcheting. And the twisting of the foot for articulation, which is really cool. I like that a lot. It has the smaller peg holes. And he has the bumps again on his chest, which we saw the Prince Adam didn't have that. So he has more of that bodybuilding cut look. And you know, he does have a little bit of wonky eye-ness going on there. You can see his eyes are a little bit wonky. And the hat is not removable, which I didn't think it would be, but I was just curious if it was. Like it's actually glued, not glued, but it's actually one piece with the hair. So you can see there, it's actually attached to that hair down there, so there's no way to really pull that off. All right, let's go ahead and get his candy cane sword out, because without that candy cane sword, he's not really a Holiday He-Man. Stand, He-Man, stand. It's funny today, all day today, I've been whistling Christmas carols, knowing I was getting my Holiday He-Man. All right, let's go ahead and put it in the sheath first. Wow, that's a really tight fit. was not expecting that. That would slide right in like the other one did. And it doesn't rotate like we saw with the other Filmation He-Man, where you could rotate it to the other side. It is stuck on the side, and it is extremely tight. I'm afraid if I keep sliding it in there, these colors are going to come off on the sword, so I'm not going to keep sliding it in there too much. Maybe later on I'll try to heat it up, use a non-painted sword to stretch it out a little bit, and then maybe put some powder in there. So one of my theories is one of the complaints we have about the He-Man that's coming out is that the new one coming out, Filmation, is going to have the wrong articulation like this one does. So I'm almost wondering if this figure was made, because these are the ones they produce first, and they're going to put a order in to have it changed to go up and down. Wouldn't that be cool? So I'm really hoping that maybe Super7 realized their mistake and said, man, we got all these He-Man figures. What are we going to do with them? They're like, I know. We could turn them into Holiday He-Man and put a new head on, paint the sword, and call it good. That'd be cool. Because I'm really hoping that the new He-Man that comes out, the Filmation one, the Ultimate Filmation, does have the up and down articulation. I am bummed about the chest armor. You know what? Hang tight. For those of you that are watching this not live, just fast forward till you see me come back. I am going to go grab the other Filmation figure. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So there is something that's really bothering me, and I don't know what it bothers you guys, but notice how low the cross is on this one here. It just sits low on the chest, and I noticed that with the 5.5-inch figure too, where this one sits high on the chest. See the difference, how this is pretty long and this is a lot shorter? That really stinks. It should be higher on the chest like this, not sitting so low the way this one is. So that's one thing that kind of bothers me. Another thing, as I mentioned before, this one allows you to put it on the right or the left. I really like that feature. I was hoping they would have used the exact same armor mold. I'm guessing we're getting this one for the Ultimate version one. So that does kind of stink. And then of course the hands are different, as you guys probably seen online already. So you can see the hands are actually different, the way they're sculpted and looked. Even the skin tone is different. In fact, if you take a look, the He-Man that came with Mattel is a darker brown, which is more vindictive of the Filmation coloring, and not as shiny. Just looks a lot cleaner. So I'm a little afraid of getting the Ultimates, because I bought a bunch of them for customizing like I always do. And I just am not happy with the armor. I don't even know if I can even change that. Kind of stuff it up there and pull it back. Maybe after a little bit of heating it can stay higher like that. But you can see it's actually molded to fit down that way. I don't know if you guys noticed that with the 5.5-inch figures, how they have the chest armor sitting really low on them. And just for kicks, let's go ahead and see if the Holiday... Oh, it must be the Holiday sword. It must be thicker, because it doesn't fit in the other one either. And yep, it does fit in this one, no problem. So the Holiday sword with the extra paint or something is actually thicker. Yeah, you can feel it's thicker. So that's why it's not going in the sheath. The sword's actually a thicker sword than the original He-Man sword. All right, I'm sorry, I'm going to run and grab another figure just because I want to compare some more. I'll be right back. You guys can go ahead and look at these two, or fast forward the video if you're watching this not live. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Filmation He-man that just came from the 5.5, and you'll notice on him, same way, his chest armor sits kind of low. Yep, the Super 7 He-man does have better boots. The bad part is they cannot be swapped because they're different pins. I mentioned earlier in the video, this here is a small little rounded pin, where on the old one, it's actually a long shaft. So if you're going to swap them, you may have to swap it somewhere else on the leg, but again, the skin color is different. Something you can do is you could take and pop these off and then Dremel down deep and then put an O-ring in there so it can fit onto the old figure. So that is something you can do. So back to the chest armor. So this chest armor here, as you can see, also sits low on his chest. For those of you that He-Man figures as you were a kid, you remember it actually sat up high. You can't adjust it high because it will actually pop loose in the bottom here. And so you can't even change the height of it. You can make it lower, which looks even worse, but you can't make it higher. So that does kind of stink. And sure enough, they followed suit with this one as well. They put it low. I pushed it up myself just a few minutes ago, for those that just joined. But anyway, so that is the new holiday He-Man. All right, you guys, go ahead and post your comments. Like always, share. And you know why I'm sitting here? I'm going to show you my cool custom Filmation He-Man that I made myself. So this is kind of my Filmation He-Man that I put together. Again, I used a real Filmation head from the He-Man Mattel. And then I used the armor and the sword from Filmation as well. And then I used the standard buck from the DC Versus line. So this is actually supposed to have yellow cuffs. And I painted them orange to kind of match the He-Man style. And then of course I have the boots that don't have the gaps. And so it's kind of a mixture of the classic and Filmation. It's something I like a lot. It's a cool way to do it. Again, to get the right skin tone though, you have to use the DC. He-Man versus Superman to get the right shade. Because a regular He-Man figure, unfortunately, is a lot lighter in color. Let me show you what I mean. So here's a regular He-Man figure, and you can see the color difference between the two. So to get the right coloring, you need to use the DC 2-pack to match the skin tone. All right, well, that's all I have for now. I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll show you another Filmation one I made. This one I left the yellow cuffs yellow because I thought it was really cool looking. So, and again, I used the 2-pack, as you can tell, because the cuffs are yellow, but I did swap out the shorts, swapped out the boots, and used the real Filmation head form as well. So, there we go. All right, I saw some comments come in. I'm sorry I missed them, you guys. I was looking down instead of paying attention to my screen. But anyway, that's all I have. Have a great holiday. I don't know how many more videos I'm going to make between now and Christmas. So just watch my old videos. I got a ton of them. And I have very few hits on them. So watch them, share them, pass them around. And remember to always be safe and cover your scissors. All right, you guys. Hey, you know what? This could probably work as a better sword cover. Look at that. Ta-da. Just mount it on his back. And there we go. Okay. More important to cover the scissors than the sword. All right, you guys. You guys have a Merry Christmas. And if you celebrate something else, just have a good time celebrating whatever it may be. All right, you guys. Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Festivus for the rest of us. And this is Hebrew turning out.